teams, but he came in clutch, managing his meteor perfectly to create space for his team. Now looking at the highlights brought to you by Born For You Gaming. Wolves off spawn, always a force to be reckoned with, and they are going to be fighting against BBE after they cleaned up alliance. They will end up falling to BBE, now going into the Rebel Gang. WG versus EWG. This is a back and forth fight. I thought EWG might have had it, but then WBG brings it back, closing it down. Their cooldown rotation perfectly, using that cube on the hottie to help their teammates relieve pressure, then come back in with those safe flanks. Jing trying to close it out, but ends up having to back off. Nice job of him. And this is something we saw all day today, Duncan. Just zone fighting non-stop. The amount of ugliness in the zone, everyone committing, looking for kills right now. Now, even though the zone coverage is not very, very strong, still very, very risky to be stuck out here. We're going to see EWG's cookie end up falling, and EWG does pick up 3 kills. Is it worth it, though, this late in the game where you do fall to these Viper teams waiting on the outside? And now this beautiful play from Kakashi. Look at this excellent movement coming from that grapple can, just looking nice and buttery smooth. Then with the flame breath right at the end, man, that looks like a solos play right there. Super impressive coming out from DRG this round.
Indeed, looking like a solos player. Players, the team that survives until the very last seconds and comes out in first is going to be getting that kill multiplier. But here we are taking a look at the replays for JL from that game, fighting it within the storm with a Moonbane. The comms going crazy, the communication able to fully lock down these players. A very tough fight for this Sam Siphon. Unfortunately, they're not able to stand up to this team. Into the realm of Yang we go. JL, the Kylan ultimate being popped in mid-air, zipping, getting juggled down. No follow-up, unfortunately, but still on the chase. Oh, I remember watching this one live. This was beautifully played by JL. Oh my goodness. What's the thing that's separating them, Raven? You know, we've talked about them as being the GOATs, but at the same time, what exactly do you think it is that separates them?
I think what's really changed is that BBB has always been known of being very soft-spoken, but just one of the most dangerous trios players. When you're hearing it in his comms now, a different energy coming out from him. You're seeing him kill-stealing in these end games, leading the charts, now that he's position 1. Now, a lot of the times he's played Kurumi for his team. Now, Kong has been rotated onto the team role. We're seeing BBB on the likes of Kylan just doing so much work, and TXJ being a facilitator on this position too, this hottie composition, able to really dictate the pace, counterplay all the other teams. And we're seeing now, finally, the cogs coming together. They're looking like a well-oiled machine. At first, when this team came together, TXJ and BBB have years together playing, but Fong was a new piece going in. It took a little bit. It took a month or two of tournament play to get them going.
The first variation of Zai's ultimate, not the fire chain wave, but instead the single attack, the sort of like the empowered attack that heals more. Essentially, it gives you more healing, and it does significantly more stagger, or has a higher stagger property, and is able to stagger even transformers. But now, with the most recent change, is able to be sent out omnidirectionally as well as the light attacks. So perhaps we'll see more of that in future coming out from JL, or perhaps this was a test run, and because it didn't do all that well, they're going to put it back up on the drawing board and see if they can figure out something else, or maybe try it again another time. But we will have to wait and see. For the moment, we're taking a look at some of these highlights from that game, and as you said, Raven, surprising that DRG was able to survive that long with that Viper composition. They did not have very much vertical terrain to work with, to look for those drop downs, but hey, they were able to make it work and survive for a significant amount of time. But here we are, the man of the hour in this game here. Look at that FPX coming in with that Kylan ultimate, coming through with the slashes, doing work. But EWG gonna take it regardless and claim that MVP. But look at this, Raven! I feel like that's one of the hell. still able to hold on to that top spot, thankfully, but the gap has been closed significantly, and they're gonna have to put some more numbers on the board if they want to stay at the top here. But we're taking a look at some replays from ASE and from the players in this lobby. ASE being the MVPs of this round. Sponsored by Thunder Robot. This was one of the best plays from Jiangdong here. This was beautiful. The ability to just stay alive, the tap dodge there into the dash to against the other player, buy himself a little bit more space, double scale rush away into the heel to bait the Kurumi to come over, leaving her teammates behind and try and confirm the kill into the cube, buying so much time, so much space for his teammates dismantle the defense of the opposing team. Very, very nicely done. And then this cliffside, this rocky endgame, the buttery rocks coming in clutch for Jiangdong on the Kylin. Hey, listen to the comms, just calm and collected. No yelling necessarily. Very calm and collected. They know what they're doing. They're prepped. They're ready. And they put all that work to good use in this lobby. The Kylin coming through and doing so much. It's crazy how quickly he's able to get his ultimate back online after having just used it as well. All of the soul blooms that were left on the ground from all of those eliminations, making it so that he can immediately bring it back online and clutch it up in the end.
Qualifying level to make the group play. As long as they don't absolutely punt their last game and their couple games of their day 2, the top 4 teams are pretty much sitting fairly comfortable to make it into the 4th week BIWEEK4 finals. Now looking at the highlights, Duncan, brought to you by Born For You Gaming. Take it away.
Indeed, the thing I mentioned, Alliance with those drop downs on the Viper, doing so much work. We see it there, getting so many stuns, taking that kill threshold from 5 to 9 just off of that back of that play in the early game. So well played, very nicely done, and potentially speaks to the slight lack of awareness from some of these teams who are fighting in these tree areas. Just not aware, not staying aware of their surroundings, and the Vipers that are very, very likely to be looking for these opportunities. But hey, heading over into the endgame replay, X1 XLY sending out those fist-blade RMBs, trying to do as much as he can. The poison splash comes through, secures the dub for DRG, and gets him that first place finish.
The Kylin composition. Now, looking at the highlights for the day for JDG, brought to you by Born For You Gaming, off spawn NY7 from Alliance, always doing that work with the F3. And we're seeing Rosemary versus a DRG, nice combo coming out with his Matari, able to execute DRG's Dawn Q. The juggles will be coming out, and they quickly make work of that team. X1 inside the realm of Yang. VI going for a ride, getting smacked back and forth by the Kylin, but able to recover and execute Zai for his team. This was an absolute chaos. Junks dropping down, peeling for his team, hitting like 4 people with that meteor. Unfortunately for him, VI is going to be coming back. He will not be denied on the Kylin. JDG into this endgame on the Kylin, doing it big like he has been doing all day, able to look at the battlefield, find the low HP players, and try to secure the kills. Kylin, with that immortality at the end of his ultimate, ends up playing like Yushan when it comes to healing off in